everybody. Welcome to the Gapology Guys Podcast, your resource for leadership development tips and everything related to our books, Gapology, IMBAR, and Speed of Purpose. And we're excited for this episode, which, by the way, will be our final one of the year before we take our usual break for the holiday season. We'll be back in 2026 with brand new content, though, which coincidentally was crafted using some guidance from AI, where we asked it for some ideas on what subjects would our listeners be most interested in hearing about. We fine-tuned the list, of course, to make sure it includes some other topics that we've heard about as well from business leaders through our training workshops and through social media. But the power of AI can really be a great asset, a new tool in our tool belt to help us help you achieve your greatest potential. And that's tonight's topic, AI and Gapology. The good, the bad, and the inevitable. All right, let's go ahead and jump right in. Hey, Mark, how are you doing?
I'm good, Brian. How are you?
I'm good. I was just watching a movie the other night, and the topic tonight I think might fit. I was watching Terminator 2, T2.
Oh.
Have you seen that movie?
Yes.
Well, for our listeners, we're talking tonight about AI, the good, the bad, and the inevitable. And it just struck me when I was watching that movie that, I think when AI started and we started hearing about it, at first I thought it was fictional. I was sort of in denial. Maybe I went through the DABA ladder and then I was angry about it. Then I was in bargaining. Well, maybe I don't really need to do this. I don't really need to learn it. It's a bunch of nonsense.
It won't change anything.
Yeah, I can't change anything. But now I'm 100% in acceptance, and I know it's here to stay. It's definitely inevitable. So this will be a great topic to talk about, Mark.
Yeah, so let's jump in.
Yeah, I know you've got some great notes on this.
So we looked at it as both as good, as bad, potentially, for some leaders. But in either case, it's inevitable. It's coming. So as a leader, you've got to deal with AI. And if you think of it in terms of Gapology, you can actually excel and move forward. So Gapology is actually, as we looked at this, we found, well, Gapology is the solution. Now, you may say we say that about everything, but wait till you hear this part, hear our thoughts on this. It really is. So AI knows Gapology pretty well, by the way. And closing the knowledge gap, the importance gap, and the action gap are key to excelling in an AI world. So it's both good, bad, and inevitable. The bad part is the leaders that, don't figure that out, that just go with AI, are likely going to fail. The good would be that the leaders are that accept it and figure out how to work with it and lead through it are going to excel like never before. And the fact that it's inevitable is that it's inevitable. It's here. And it's coming on strong. So
yeah, no, just one comment on that. It's absolutely here. I use it daily. In fact, I use it pretty much constantly now.
Wow.
Not so much for like books and stuff, but like for some of our shorts, I use it a lot for that. I use it for editing. I use it for a lot of different things. And there's lots of different platforms out there, of course. And I know like Copilot's built right into the Microsoft product, so you can just use it right there. It's not even difficult to get to it. So I do think that as leaders, look for ways to use it. Really try to embrace it. But there are many, many cautions, which Mark will go through here. So yeah, go ahead and jump in.
Yeah, so just a little more background. So AI really will define how you lead. So you as a leader have to come to terms with this and figure that out. And it makes leadership more important. That's huge. That may sound like a simple statement. That's huge. So you as a leader need to look in the mirror, and determine how you're going to lead in this world. But it makes leadership also more relevant. So if you're a great leader, you can become even more relevant in an AI world. And Gapology fits right in. I wouldn't have thought of that, but Gapology, meaning closing the knowledge gap, closing the importance gap, closing the action gap, become more important, more relevant in an AI world than anywhere else. So we're thrilled about AI because it's going to make Gapology the biggest, you know, book ever, I guess, right? It's the
Yeah.
solution. I'm not joking about that. It really is what you need in an AI world. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, you absolutely do. It's like any other tool, first of all, it's how you use it. But I think it's more important than that. I think we're going to look back even 6 months from now, and the whole world's going to just really operate differently because of AI. It's moving so quickly, and it's just sort of exponential, where it's becoming part of just an everyday life. And we need to accept it and figure out how to make it work properly for what we do as leaders.
So let's talk about the good things about AI. AI creates a speed that you can do things and many things, faster than you've ever been able to do them before. It gives you data potentially that you wouldn't have had at your fingertips that you now have. It creates a formatting of presentations, as an example. Brian, you said you use it for that, that we didn't have before. Those things are good because they give you more time for leadership. So don't stop leading, start leading at a different level. You now will have more time for leadership when you actually embrace AI.
Yeah, that's exactly key. What I find is when I'm creating presentations from this, it gives me information, which would take me a lot of time to research and that kind of thing. But it
Right.
has it right there.
Huge chunk of hours you actually get back.
Yeah, so I can create more presentations in less amount of time. But in addition to that, the hours that it gives me back, I can actually fine tune it and really be creative with it, with that information. I never just take what it spits out and stick it on a slide. I take it and I examine it and I look at, what's really important here and how does it fit into what my message is.
Yeah, no, that's huge. So what do the leaders do with this extra time? They need to focus on leading and think about building a culture around your purpose. That can be huge. You actually have more time potentially to do that. Think about the vision you can share with your team. You have more time to do that. Think about actually coaching individual people on your team, talking in person and coaching. You'll have more time for that. So look at it as something that you can use for creation of great stuff, for innovation that maybe you didn't have time to even think about, and then empowerment of your team. So it really gives you more time to lead. The other thing, talk to your team, answer their questions, talk to them, hear from them, go one-on-one with them. It gives you more time to talk to the team and actually answer their questions. Not AI answering the questions, you as the leader. And it can be a significant good. So I would challenge all of the leaders out there to view it as good if you don't just turn everything over to AI. If you continue to lead, if you use it to build your leadership and spend more time on leading, it will be a good thing for you. You can excel. And again, AI knows the Gapology framework and it fits right in. Think about the habit ladder, Brian, and how perfectly that fits and how leaders can use that and how it's an AI tool in essence. And this can be a great thing for you as a leader if you harness it.
Yeah. One of my favorite things to do is I'll write something, and if it's just not sounding the way I want it to, I'll just have AI refine it. I just give it that term. I said, refine the following, and I stick it in there. And what it does is it sort of gives a little different way of looking at what you wrote. And not that you take that and use that exactly even, but it gives you just new, fresh ideas. I actually watched it was a Tony Robbins workshop thing that he had on this last week, a couple weeks ago. And one of the things that he always talked about in there was using it as a thought partner. So where you have AI assist you in your thoughts, not vice versa, where you're assisting it. It really can help you explore some things that you might not have considered.
No, no, I love that. So that's the good of AI. The downside, the bad, would be over reliance on AI. So leaders that stop thinking, leaders that stop leading because I can get that done on AI. That won't work. Leaders that say, hey, let AI decide that. Let AI tell us what to do. That won't work. So your leadership is more important than ever. So don't outsource your judgment to AI. Lead through it. Use it as an efficiency tool that you have never had before.
No, I totally agree. I think artificial intelligence and then organic intelligence, human intelligence, I think they need to work together. So just like you said, I like what you said, outsourcing it. Don't outsource that. Use it as a tool to help you make the best decisions.
Yeah, I think some leaders may potentially almost dehumanize, during the AI because it's simpler. Don't do that. Don't do that. Stay connected with your team. Stay connected with real conversations. Again, it's an efficiency factor. You're going to have more time. Schedule more one-on-one calls. You're going to have more time. Those things are important. Don't do your annual reviews or quarterly reviews, or don't allow AI to do them for you. I heard today of someone having their reviews done for their team, reviews for their team done by AI. Don't do that. Do not do that. That will not work. That will dehumanize that whole conversation. Um, Stay connected with the team. Have real conversations. You're the difference here. You can change everything. Um, don't let employees become data points. They are not data points. They are not just the metrics. So AI may convert it to that. Don't do that. You know, keep the human side of it in there, keep the leadership side of it in there. And again, through that, you will close the knowledge gap with your team, the importance gap, and the action gap, and your performance will actually improve. So there's a downside if you over rely on AI.
Yeah. Something that sort of occurred to me as you were talking there. If you think about in Gapology, we talk about A, B, and C players. Your A players do not want to be led by AI. They want to be led by you, a real human that knows them, understands not just their output or what they're delivering, but knows their effort, the things that they're focused on outside of maybe some of those basic metrics, their overall contribution, the way they interact with the culture and how they help grow the culture. There's so many other things that AI is not going to know any of that. So, think about your A players. If you want to turn them off and send them for, other competitors, lean into AI as your only source. That's the way to send them packing. So I would say, consider your A players and consider how you're, leveraging AI to work with them.
I think that's a great point. I don't think the A players are going to want to work for an AI only focused organization or leader. Um, so one other big thing here is AI, and it's going to grow here. AI will create a speed demand. Let me explain that. Brian, I need that report. Well, can you have it by 7 o'clock tonight? I need it by 7 o'clock tonight. So there's going to be, because other leaders may know about the efficiency of AI, there's going to be a speed demand. Don't let that affect your team. That will stress out your team. Have it by tomorrow, Brian. I need that report on my desk. Don't do that. It will create a burnout in your team. I'm still on the bad side of AI. You will burn out your team because the speed demand will change. It will change. It will create a burnout. It will also create, and the media is helping with this, a job displacement fear. Job displacement fear. Um, you know, we don't need Mark and Brian anymore. Gapology can just be taught by AI. What do we need them for? That's going to be a real fear in the workplace. And through that fear, to Brian's earlier point, you may lose your A players. So do not let that happen in your environment. Don't let your team feel undervalued because the talent, really may leave. So again, spend your time with the team, coaching them, valuing them, recognizing them, and don't let the downside of AI, the bad, affect your team. What do you think, Brian?
Yeah. Interesting what you just said there. I had a conversation last week about value with somebody that I know, and we were talking through the difference between appreciating somebody, appreciating efforts, and valuing them. Not just the value that they bring, but actually valuing them. To me, it's very different. It's miles apart when you look at those two terms. So I do think that's an important piece. But that burnout and that sort of that speed demand that you talked about, I think that is going to be a reality. So I think leaders, we really need to sort of pump the brakes on what our new expectation is going to be, what that new normal is going to be in the world of AI, and really consider, the human side of that before you start setting these crazy expectations there.
Yeah. So as Brian and I prepared to discuss Gapology in the context of AI with you tonight, we got really pretty fired up because again,
Yeah.
we viewed Gapology as the solution to AI for leaders. Think about this. Leaders have got to lead. They've got to close the knowledge gap. They've got to close the importance gap. They've got to close the action gap. They've got to do that. AI knows the framework of that. AI can speak to Gapology pretty well. I had it explain it to me the other night, and it was like, wow, it's pretty good. Not too far off. But at the end of the day, you're the one, you as the leader are the one that has to work with your team to close the knowledge gap, the importance gap, and the action gap. AI knows it, but you're going to have to do it. So the Gapology framework becomes your best friend. I'm not saying this to sell books. I'm telling you that it's very real. And you've got to really lean into Gapology, and that will help you work with AI to achieve levels that we would have never thought of. So the good and the bad of AI are in your hands. We've just laid it out for you. If you need any more detail on the good and the bad, we're going to get to the inevitable next. But if you need any more detail on the good and the bad, we think we really understand it, and that the Gapology framework is, AI's best friend and the leader's best friend, both.
Yeah, absolutely. Be human in this sort of AI world. I think that's what's going to keep your top players. It's what's going to move your middle and bottom performers up. I think learning about it, ebbing that fear, I think can help. But look at how you can actually work it into your leadership rhythm, not replace it.
We've talked about the good, we've talked about the bad. Now we're going to talk about the inevitable. The inevitable is that AI is coming. Well, it's here. It's here, and it's coming, and it's going to get stronger and stronger. So what can I do as a leader? The first thing I would tell you is double down on being a human. It will differentiate you. Think about that for a minute. Double down on that. Not on AI, double down on you as a leader. When you're with your team, lead with questions. Brian and I lived in a world where for certain weeks, I only asked questions. I never gave answers. I didn't speak. I only spoke to ask questions. It was unbelievable what I learned by being in that mode. So you as a leader can ask questions and learn from your team. It will help you totally connect with them and engage with them like never before. So I've got a series of points here I want the leaders to do. What are your thoughts on that so far, Brian?
Yeah. We talk about eternal curiosity is one of those top 10 traits that we've
Yeah,
identified.
the greatest leaders had eternal curiosity. It was part of their rhythm. It was who they were, and they asked more questions and gave more answers. Think about that. So
Yep.
thank you.
Yeah, and we say, be a teacher, but in order to be a teacher, I think you have to be a student first. You really do have to ask those questions, learn from your team, do your gap analysis, learn what's working, what's not working, what are the behaviors contributing to both. Ask those questions, and that's really, your starting point.
And then through that, understand that you need to close the knowledge gap, then the importance gap, and that will create the action. So look for that. Don't walk away from that. Look for that. The other thing that occurred to me as I was going through the AI prep for this is that the habit ladder, which we designed for Gapology, which went worldwide with many organizations, is absolutely key here. So if you don't know the habit ladder, make it the foundation of your leadership. It's in Gapology. We talk about it a lot. It works every time. It works in every scenario, and it is much needed by leaders in an AI world. Back to you.
Yeah, no, it's a key tool for closing any of the gaps. Really, we have it for the book. We have it built into our training root solution piece, but it really does apply all through anywhere in leadership. So learn it, and you can apply it to a lot of different things. Your meetings, your communications. There's a lot of great applications for that. And I think doing things like that. That's that human element that AI can't replace.
Right. Say that again.
Doing the habit ladder, things like that. Those different pieces. Those are the things that AI can't replace.
That's huge.
Yeah.
So leaders, write that down. That's the key to this whole thing. Seriously, Brian. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good. No, I think, in this AI world, we tend to think, man, that can maybe solve everything for us. And in many ways, it will be able to, or even it can today. And there's lots of different ways of utilizing this. But it's things like that habit ladder where you actually sit down, you pay attention to your team, and you start asking those questions. Have I communicated? Do they understand? Have I verified agreement? Have I validated whether they're practicing with feedback? Have I done those pieces? Have I built a habit? AI doesn't do that for you. You have to be the one to do it.
Yeah, there's no way to get there other than that.
Right.
Yeah, well said. So a couple other things. So as a leader, don't lose your vision around your purpose. Keep communicating that to the team. Make sure you display empathy. It's huge for a leader. Have integrity. So when you say something, it's, valid, true. But one of the keys here that you may not have thought of, and Brian's better at this than me, is you need to learn AI. You need to understand it in order to lead and not follow. So Brian knows AI much better than I. But you as a leader need to understand it in order to achieve the things we've talked about today. It doesn't mean you're walking away from your leadership. It means you understand AI. You have to understand the good, the bad, and the inevitable. You need to understand AI, or you will miss the pitfalls that will come your way. And lead, people first, values, purpose. You can totally excel in this world. There will be many leaders that will simply go to AI.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be one of them.
Yep.
You will outperform them significantly. And again, Gapology is right there for you. And without knowing it, we literally wrote a book 15 years ago?
15
years ago. 15th anniversary came out. It's here. It's on Amazon. Universal Publishing. But we literally wrote a book about this day without knowing it. And it works, and it fits into this environment. Mm-hmm. And AI's really bought into it too, by the way. It's amazing how they promote it. But anyhow, that's the good, the bad, and the inevitable.
Yeah.
Closing remarks?
Yeah, Mark. Yeah. Well, I wanted to comment on something that you said there about me, knowing it more than you or whatever, or using it more than you. I will say you were the first person to adopt it, though, way before me. You were sending me stuff. Oh, did you see what ChatGPT said about X or this or whatever it was? And
that's because I didn't know what it was.
And I'm like, I don't want anything to do with that. That's remember the Terminator. I don't want anything to do with that. And I started, and some other people started trying to convince me. And I'm like, fine, I have to learn something new. And now I do. I use it all the time. So it's crazy. I do want to, in my closing remarks, I just want to mention some risks that have I've started to notice, even with myself, specifically with myself. I think there's a risk in overusing it that you can actually start to lose a part of yourself.
Yes.
And I'll explain.
Well said.
So creativity. I find that I'm less creative writing wise now because I've been using that so much.
Because you don't have to be.
I don't have to be. So I don't practice. So I'm not building that skill and continuing to grow that. But I think the same thing can go with analysis or planning or whatever other methods people would use AI for. So I think there's a cautionary tale not to lose that side of yourself as well to AI.
Yeah, well said. Well said. So again, AI is good, potentially great. It's bad, potentially destructive. But in either case, it's inevitable. It's here, and you as a leader need to lead. So
yep, absolutely.
That's what I would say. Thank you, Brian.
Yep, and thank you. And if anybody has any questions on this, want to talk through how Gapology fits in with all this or anything, feel free to reach out to us. LinkedIn's a great way to contact us. Otherwise, contact@gapology.org. Contact@gapology.org. Feel free to send us an email, and we can talk to you then.
Yeah, and thank you, everyone, for the huge response to our new book and to requesting support and help in that. We've been very busy, so we appreciate that, and AI is only going to increase that. So thank you all, and we're here for you.
Yep. And,
thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you next time.
All right, that'll do it from here. Again, we'll be on hiatus for the holiday season, but don't forget to order the brand new 15th anniversary edition of Gapology. It's been updated with fresh insights for any Gapology fan or team member on your list. Look for this black band across the bottom of the cover to make sure you're getting the right version. Also, if you'd like to deepen your learning on Gapology, order a copy of our newly updated workbook. This has activities and thought-provoking questions to make what you read in the book more meaningful. Everything's on Amazon, but direct links can be found on our website, gapology.org. Everyone have a fantastic week and a great holiday season. We'll talk to you soon.